Training your employees can be challenging, but I've found a tool that makes it incredibly efficient. Whether you're onboarding, regulatory requirements, or an ongoing development, Connecteam has got you covered. Stick around, I'm going to show you why this is the best employee training tool. I'm Pallen, a brand strategist. Welcome to my channel, where I promise practical advice to build your brand. Today, we are focused on Connecteam and how it's enhancing employee training. They're sponsoring this video, but I'm talking about it because I believe in its power to improve your training processes. Let's dive in and see how Connecteam can streamline your training needs, starting with onboarding. As a business owner, you want to keep onboarding quick and smooth, and with Connecteam, that is possible. You can onboard new desk hires directly from their mobile devices, ensuring a streamlined process and a better employee experience that shortens time to productivity. Connecteam's onboarding workflow allows new hires to onboard on their own. As you can see here, starting from a template, employees are guided step by step through an intuitive, user-friendly digital workflow that allow for them to complete this independently on their mobile devices, which you can preview here. We'll look at this in more detail in a moment. This can include everything from administrative tasks to professional training. The onboarding process is crucial for setting new employees up for success. With Connecteam, you can divide onboarding into company and professional onboarding. I'll explain. With Connecteam, you can divide onboarding into company-wide and role-specific training, ensuring your employees are prepared in a really comprehensive way. Here you're seeing a sample of the features that I can add to Connecteam for my business. Let's take retail as our example. You could create courses or even quizzes that include sales tips or tips on launching a new product. I like that example, so I could click here to create a course, or as you can see, I've already created one and renamed it as Onboarding, choosing a color and selecting an icon until I feel like it's perfect for my business. To keep things easy for myself when I'm getting started, I'll click Add New, and I will start with a template in this case. I have the option to start from scratch, but I love starting from a template because it just makes things easier. As demonstrated earlier, I could search through some of these templates, or I could also filter by industry. From here, I can choose a template that makes the most sense as a starting point, preview how it looks here on mobile, and then go ahead and select this template, and then start to modify the content accordingly. Here with the text title, as well as the content, which can include so many different things. Text, as well as your formatting options, images, even tables, bullets, and numbers. Everything you need here to customize this accordingly without it ever becoming overwhelming, which might prevent you from moving forward in the first place. Additional settings as well that I love here for long text. Users must scroll to the bottom in order to mark it as completed. If you need the user to confirm that they understand, you've got that option as well. For this example, I'll use just the content that it gives me in the template and quickly show you all the different types of content that you can add. Not just text, but upload videos, embed videos from platforms like YouTube, PDFs, files, links, audio, storylines, forms, and knowledge base. I'm going to talk about those next. I'll close this and hop over to my knowledge base, where I'll select Get Started and give my knowledge base a name. For this example, I'm going to use a knowledge base to create a product catalog, which would help ensure that my new hires are well-versed with products and sales techniques from the beginning. For this quick example, I might first add a folder, and within that folder, I might go ahead and start adding my products. And just like that, I've got my product added, and again, something that I can preview how it will look on mobile, which is how I'm assuming most of my employees will interact with this knowledge base, or in this case, a product catalog, which is how I'm using the knowledge base. I've quickly demonstrated how to add a text format, but note that you can add a link or even a file, if this is a file or a hyperlink where you want to link to somewhere that already exists online. That is possible. The beauty of Connecteam is that it is so versatile, but never overwhelming at any point to be able to take this platform and adapt it for your business. Regulatory training like sexual harassment protocols or cybersecurity, these can be engaging with Connecteam. Use the courses feature to add interactive elements and quizzes to ensure comprehension and completion. I already showed you how to use the courses feature for the purposes of onboarding, but check this out. Starting from a template, I have created a course for sexual harassment prevention. I'll select the modules and I'll move through the material, in this case, obviously quicker than I actually would in real life. from the perspective of the employee on a mobile device. Now, if I skip ahead quickly, check this out, the ability to actually incorporate quizzes for your employees. This is a great way to keep them engaged and ensure that they actually pay attention to the material. Oops, I made a mistake. Watch now what I can see from the admin dashboard. Hopping over to my computer where I will now play the role of admin, I'll select that course that we were just previewing, and as an admin, I get overall course statistics. It's very easy for me to track what progress my employees have made. For example, one of my employees, which was me a moment ago on my mobile phone, is in progress, and I can take a variety of actions here. Tagging users, notify, send a chat message, or even create a team chat with the users that I've selected, as well as create a task. For example, it might be to finish this before moving on to more work. I can also select preview and see how that course looks on mobile. And it's just so helpful to have access to these stats. So not only do I make these tools available for my employees, but I can make sure that they actually complete them for accountability and compliance. Oh, and remember that quiz I showed you a second ago? I can select that option here, and I can actually see insights on how these answers have been responded to. How many have gotten them correct and incorrect? That was me. I got a few wrong, which means I can make it mandatory for my employee to have to retake the quiz until they pass. If I want to see specific entries, I can select that option, and I've got all the details here in case I need them. On this topic, I want to show you one other area that might be useful for you in Connecteam, which is called documents. Again, you can easily change the name if there's something more suitable for your business. Here, managers can store all kinds of documents, including tax forms, as you can see here, which is as simple as selecting and uploading the form, and I also can remind my employees to complete this if they haven't, with the option to leave comments, replace the document, or download it, if that's what I'm trying to do. If your employees are required to drive as part of their work, you could put their driver's licenses here, or related to courses and quizzes like we've talked about. This might be a great place to put certificates of completion. I can even set an expiry date if I want. If, for example, the certification expires, I can request my employee to resubmit it. So many options here in Connecteam that are going to make your life a lot easier. Much like we saw with folders in the knowledge base earlier, you can create packs of documents by giving that pack a group name and adding your first document. In this case, I'm calling this the onboarding pack with the tax form and the certificate. Now, very quickly, since I mentioned it earlier when we were talking about courses, I want to demonstrate to you how easy it is to be able to add a quiz. Here, you can see this as part of a course, where I can type my question, add any attachments, and even define the answer type. Could be image or text with multiple answers. Again, that's part of a course. But I also love that in Connecteam, it can be a standalone tab, which I'll select here under HR and Skills. If you're using quizzes for the first time, you want to activate them. We'll give it an example name, and now we can begin filling out our content. Speeding this up, because I think you get the idea. It's really easy for you to set these up for your employees to increase engagement. Need to quickly inform your team about changes or new procedures. Connecteam's updates and chat features make it easy to relay important information instantly. You're going to get the hang of this pretty quickly. Here I am on the Updates tab, and I'll go ahead and let's get started, starting from scratch or using a template, which is always my favorite. Maybe I have a monthly announcement, or I want to say happy birthday to an employee. That's a lot of fun. I can preview what this update is going to look like as a template, and I'll go ahead and select it and customize it with lots of great options and designs. Updates can obviously be serious and important information, but also they can be fun and celebratory with your team and your employees. Next, we'll decide who we want to see this update, and we have lots of options. I'll go into more detail on that in a second. Additional controls, and then we're ready to confirm our update, which will get sent to our employees. Employee development doesn't stop after onboarding. With Connecteam ongoing training and development, these are streamlined. Use smart groups to automatically assign relevant courses as employees advance in their roles. When you complete a course or a quiz in Connecteam, you'll be given publishing options, where you can select the users that you want to publish to, or you can use smart groups, which publish to current and future users that match a specific group's rules set. Let me show you. The default setting is all users, but let's say you've got specific groups by different categories in your business, by different categories or departments in your business. I don't have those built out, but if I did, I would have those options right here. We can publish now, or we can schedule the publish if there's a specific date. We can notify employees via push notification on the app. If me, the manager, I want to show that it was posted by me or by the company, I have that option right here. And I love this, I can send a reminder if the user didn't view it by a certain date and time. In fact, I can even schedule the removal on a certain date and time as well, if there's a time limit. And Connecteam, again, just gives you so many different options to be able to customize this for your business. Let's take a look at some examples on various industries using Connecteam for their training needs. I've got 2 for you, but know that there are so many on the Connecteam website. I'll link to these in the description below, starting with Sodexo Magic, which is a facilities management and food service company. They had challenges in managing a large deskless workforce, including difficulties in traditional training methods. Here's what's awesome. By implementing Connecteam, they transformed their training process through the app's digital features, many of which you've seen today. And the app has allowed them to create and distribute training materials, easily ensuring employees have up-to-date info. Connecteam made training flexible and scalable, allowing one training professional to reach hundreds of employees. This has had a big impact, leading to high engagement and measurable success, all by integrating this awesome platform. Another great example is UGS Private Security. They use Connecteam to overcome the limitations of traditional in-office training. This case study explores how before Connecteam they struggled with space constraints and inefficiencies of in-person training. The app enabled remote training, allowing employees to complete training from their mobile devices, one of Connecteam's signature features. This has proved critical during business challenges and world events like the pandemic. Digital training manuals and courses are streamlined, eliminating the need for physical training sessions. You can read more about it here. This case study and the previous one are linked in the description for your own interest. And that is how Connecteam can support your employee training. From onboarding and regulatory requirements to ad hoc updates and ongoing development, Connecteam provides you all the tools that you need to keep your team skilled and professional. It's free to get started with no credit card required. Try it out through the link below. And remember, Connecteam is free for teams up to 10 employees. It doesn't get better than that. If you've got any lingering questions, comment below. Let's keep the conversation going on down there. I'll respond to those personally. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a like. That helps other people discover these videos, which we work hard to create for you. And subscribe for more of my videos on branding, positioning, building, and promoting your brand. Thank you, Connecteam, for sponsoring this video. Next, I'm sharing a few others I think you'll be interested in. I'm Pallen. Thanks for watching. Those coming up next.